Hello, my name is Chiffon Green. It is week 1 of microbiology. This week in microbiology, we did not have a culture experiment. We actually just had the um, to review basically lab preparation and lab safety, picking out our incubation area for our experiments coming up. So this week we were asked to just go over the um, ex experiment instructions that we were assigned to this week, and just show the steps that we took to go about completing the instructions. So there was 3 exercises in this week's experiment or instructions. The first one was planning for microbiology assignments. It says to locate your course syllabus and a calendar. So here's my calendar, and what we actually needed was our table that was located in our instructions, and then I just went about it by going week by week and looking which experiments were due that week and going into them. I also printed all my lab experiments. I actually have a few more to print, but I also use those to put the due dates on there. It says review the laboratory lessons, titles, and assignments due dates on your course syllabus. Record the title and due date of each assignment in data table number 1 of your lab report assistant. That's when we had to use this to copy over the lab experiments that are assigned to us throughout this whole 8-week course. Using table 1 from the background, record the culture, plate point, active, and incubation times, and average number of days required for each title in data table 1. Access the calendar to add these due dates for each assignment. Record the start dates for each of the activities associated with the assignments on the calendar. So what I did was took my little calendar and began in July. And as you can see, I wrote down everything that I needed for the weeks to come, the due dates, the deadlines, the incubation days, the active culture days, and when I should begin that experiment. And each experiment, in my opinion, should be started at the day of the week that starts. And even if you could get ahead, that would be great too. And then I also have August, going through August. And some of the weeks have 2 experiments that we have to do. Obviously, because it's an 8-week course, there's just a lot slammed into that. So for the first week, we have the aseptic technique in culturing, or excuse me, the second week, aseptic technique in culturing microbes, the bacterial enumeration, dilutions, and plate counts. And these are both due July 16th at 8 a.m. And on here I marked it also when they are due, and it just also gives you the amount of days that each one will take. So for the week 3, you have your microscopy for microbiology, use and function, and also bacterial morphology and staining techniques, due July 23rd. Week 4, you have the bacteria identification through functional media, motility testing, biochemical testing for microbial identification, methyl red, Vogue's Proscare, and catalase testing. Those are due July 30th. Going into August, you have biochemical testing for microbe identification, carbohydrate fermentation testing, environmental influences on microbial growth, salt tolerance, and pH testing, due August 13th. And then the last week we have our antibiotic sensitivity, Kirby-Bayer diffusion test. Going on to the second exercise, all we had to do was find our incubation place. We had to choose 4 and then bring it down to 1 option. So I chose the downstairs computer desk, laundry room, upstairs cabinet, and cigar cabinet. And I ended up choosing the upstairs cabinet as my incubation area because it is very close to my room, very quickly can be accessed, no light, no air, no children around it, no pets around it, so it became a good option for me. And then microbiology safety was our third exercise in this week's lesson. We had to research the E. coli and the Staphylococcus epidermidis, and we had to research those, give the benefits and the dangers to it, where it's located in the body, E. coli in the intestines, the epidermidis in the on the skin, and then it went over our safety scenarios, which also were labeled in the instructions. So if you read this, you were able to answer the data table 6 very easily, just giving you what to do in a spill, what to do when you're cleaning up, how to dispose things, and save things if needed to, washing before and after dealing with your culture experiments. So that was our lesson, our experiment for the lesson 1, microbiology laboratory preparation, just preparing us on how to go about our labs to come in the next week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, my name is Siobhan Green. Thank you so much.